Disney fans, beware. The following scene is likely to scar your childhood. I need to sob in a corner for a bit. I'm good. Now, anybody who's been to Disneyland should be able to recognize the Clock Tower boss from Epic Mickey. This is a corrupted version of the classic It's a Small World ride from the Disney parks that is out to crush you with its colossal metal hands. To defeat him, you have two choices. Paint his giant arms completely blue, which will short-circuit them and allow you to paint his face back to normal, which will redeem him. Or you could use the thinner to slowly destroy his arms, which will eventually lead to a scene that literally takes my childhood and stomps it into the ground. Needless to say, I decided to paint him, and I'm not even going to cover the distorted Small World theme that's used as a boss track here. My childhood has had enough of a beating today, thank you. Forwards. Shadow of the Colossus. The first Colossus, Valis, is an epic beginning for this epic game. Compared to the other bosses, it's pretty simple, but when you first play the game, it's like looking at a final boss. To defeat Valis, you need to grab a hold of the fur on its leg and stab it, which makes Valis fall and allows you to climb up higher. Convenient platform armor on its back gives you some room to stand, but be careful. This is the only time I've died in the game so far, because I fell off and got promptly squished. But if you manage to stay on, you can climb up to his head, where there's a few epic stabs to the skull before Valis falls. Definitely an awesome way to finish off this awesome battle. I love the Ace Attorney games, and the martyrs in them are always interesting, as are the killers themselves. And my favorite first boss in the series comes from Miles Edgeworth's game, Ace Attorney Investigations. The prosecutor, known as Jacques Portsman. This guy is such a fun character, and he can actually take a while to beat. He's constantly trolling you throughout the entire logic battle with him. And while I did consider putting bosses from Apollo Justice or Trials and Tribulations on this list, I think that Portsman is what truly combines everything fun about the first killers of an Ace Attorney game. Simple battle, but fun as heck. And no, I'm not going to tell you how to beat him, because 1, I can't really remember, and 2, that would take away the fun. I'm already spoiling the killer for you. But who can beat Portsman as the best first boss? In my opinion, of course. Well, let's recap this list before we find out. Number 10, Barbin. Number 9, it's a fun game, don't judge me. Number 8, PD Piranha. Number 7, Boom 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 Dead. Number 6, Salon, Chili, or Cress. Number 5, Dark Side. Number 4, My Dead Childhood. Number 3, Valis. And number 2, that troll named Mr. Portsman. One thing that's pretty hard to find in a first boss battle is the build-up to it. Usually it's just a first obstacle, one that appears from nowhere and has no real need in the plot, but just as an obstacle. You almost never see the first boss itself before you actually fight it, but that is not the case for number 1. You meet this guy twice in cutscenes before this fight, and you keep waiting, saying to yourself, I know I'll have to fight him, but when? I am of course speaking of the first boss of Metal Gear Solid 3, Major Ocelot. This battle is awesome. Major Ocelot tries to kill Snake twice before this battle, once in Virtuous Mission, and once after meeting Eva and defeating his troops. But both of these encounters were in cutscene form, meaning you never even fought him until much later in the game, right before the battle with the Pain. But when you meet Ocelot at the crevice, he means business. His troops are behind you, you have but a big rock for cover, and Ocelot has his revolvers to shoot you in the face. After a glare down, the battle begins, and you find yourself shooting at Ocelot from across the crevice in a battle of epic proportions. Ocelot can ricochet his bullets at you off of the dirt, of course, don't you know anything about science? And his men will occasionally attack you from behind. You can attack him with basically any long-distance weapon, and I admit to using the AK-47 to blow him to smithereens at the end of the battle. Guilty. There are also several Easter eggs to be found here, though, that help you in the battle against him. You can distract him by shooting his hat off, hide in the box to make him laugh at you, challenge him to a duel, or even interrupt his reloading scenes to open him up for more damage while he's out in the open. This battle is just pure fun, and after all the build-up it got, despite being only the first battle in the game, it definitely deserves this spot as number 1 on my list of number 1s. I've got MLK7, and I think Major Ocelot is the best first boss in any video game that I've played. Thanks for watching.